Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Have you subscribed? Yes, you. Have you subscribed? You. Yeah, before you go, click. It's free. Click. Just that's it. Have you subscribed? You are laughing. Have you subscribed? Have you subscribed? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, madam. Thank you so much. I can see you. I can see you. We have to get to 100,000 subscribers. This by the end of the year. How are we going to do that if you don't subscribe? Yes, you. Yes, you're about to click off. Why? Have you subscribed? It's free. If you don't, ask your son, ask your daughter how to. Just one click. Thank you. Thank you. I see you. Aha. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow.
Our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Hey, that's so. Oh, yeah. Arise, O compatriots. Nigeria call obey to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, in freedom, in freedom, peace and unity.
Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Have you subscribed? Yes, you. Have you subscribed? You. Yeah, before you go, click. It's free. Click. Just that's it. Have you subscribed? You are laughing. Have you subscribed? Have you subscribed? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, madam. Thank you so much. I can see you. I can see you. We have to get to 100,000 subscribers. This by the end of the year. How are we going to do that if you don't subscribe? Yes, you. Yes, you're about to click off. Why? Have you subscribed? It's free. If you don't, ask your son, ask your daughter how to. Just one click. Thank you. Thank you. I see you. Aha. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll see you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your geographical location. Thank you for joining us this wonderful Friday, the first podcast for this weekend. And it's a pleasure having you. And the topic, it's not a new topic, it's a topic we all are familiar with what is trending currently on social media. And one of the drama emanating from such our lovely, wonderful country called Nigeria. And if you can see what it is about, the gang culture, what about the Nigerian and its corrupt judicial system. And the argument, I'll start with the argument, and the link is there for those of you who wants to pop in and weigh in into this matter. I've already posted the link on the comment section there. You can uh, put in your comment and add your 2 cents in it. Yeah. The statement that Dele Farotimi made in respect to Afabe Balola. My focus is going to be on the 92-year-old senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Afe Babalola, or Chief or whatever. I don't know if there's a title in front of his name. The allegation is that he corrupted part of those who have corrupted the judicial system or the judicial in Nigeria. The argument, let's look at it that way. It is an argument, and after hearing that, I've not read it, but that is the statement it was alleged to have made or written in his book. And in fairness to the senior advocate of Nigeria, that statement can be argued falls under the premise of defamation, but it is open for argument in the court of law, in fairness to him. But he's 92 years old, and such. One would wonder and ask as to why will it feel that way. Bumi, thanks for joining this podcast. I don't think I know you. I think you. I think you are in the wrong place at the moment. I know where you're supposed to be, so so you're not supposed to be here with me. So I think go to the next one. No, just hold on. You'll be taken to where you're supposed to be. So it's all right. I get it. Thanks for that. Click on the link that was sent to your WhatsApp, and you will be taken to where you're supposed to be. Thank you again, Bumi, for that. So the argument is defamation. However, like I said, in fairness to Mr. Afababala, senior advocate of nonsense, permit me to use that word. That was used for, I believe, for Kiyamo, and this is also Festus Kiyamo, if I am correct. It's also applicable to most senior advocates of Nigeria. Senior advocate of nonsense. Now, even if you were defamed as a senior advocate of Nigeria, somebody who knows the law, knows the procedure, the protocol to follow, with definitely the argument, another argument is, which I am arguing, that Dele Farotimi book is now #1 bestseller on Amazon. He didn't do it for that. That's my argument. He didn't write that book for fame, nor for gain, but wrote it for enlightenment, for the citizens to be enlightened as to what, as to how corrupt the Nigerian judicial system is. And the question I keep asking is, what about the Nigerian judicial system or judicial, or the corruption that exists in the Nigerian judicial system that you and I, or the ordinary citizens, do not know about? Beside the judicial, about the police, about customs, about the army. In my early podcast, the prelude to here, even the absence of electricity is evidence of corruption in that country. But this man is standing alone while we are on social media helping to showcase what is happening in the country, which is okay. But it's high time we start to now be finding a way to fix this problem, and not just to diagnose the problem as we've often done. We've been diagnosing this problem for years now, problem that we know exists, and that is what we have done over the years. It's not a new thing what is going through. It has happened to many before him. Also highlight the gang culture that exists in the judiciary and in other bodies as well too. If you listen to this investigative journalist, Farotimi, I'm not pronouncing his name very well, apologies for that. What happened to him in the Nigerian with the military in terms of oil bunkering? It's equally also a gang culture that exists in this system. So we've gone beyond, or we should have gone beyond, these diagnosing problems to implementing practical solutions. Because the wind will soon blow and blow this story away. Another wind will bring in another story. But the problem is still there. And that is why we are here today. And that is one of the reasons why I sit here every day, or not every day, most times, to say, what is now the solution to this problem? What is therefore the solution? How do we resolve? How do we go about practical? In fact, it's not that what is the solution. We know the solution. So how do we now start to implement this solution? The 2023 general election is what? It's another clear indication of how corrupt our judicial system is. INEC is also an institution that is also corrupt. So, which institution is not corrupt in Nigeria? Which institution is not corrupt in Nigeria? How long are we going to continue in this trajectory of diagnosing a problem that has already been diagnosed over the years, and start to implement practical solutions? Implementing practical solutions. The solutions are there. It's for us to implement. It's not for us to come and insult and argue and insult each other and take sides. No. What do? Some say we want a revolution. Of course, whatever we're going to do, we fall within that premise of what? Of revolution. Whatever we're going to do, we fall within that premise of revolution. I've always advocated the recall, section 68, 69, and 110 of the Constitution. I have always stand on that. The citizens, everything still falls within the hands of what? Of the citizens. For us to rise up and start to implement the practical solution. His case is coming up on the 10th of December. He's in court. The #1 bestseller on Amazon. What's going to happen? It highlights the gang culture that existed. Afebibalola's behavior and the police behavior highlights the gang culture that exists in this institution. Gang culture that exists in this institution. And we're going to weigh more on this gang culture after the break. I will come back to you after the break, and we're going to talk more on this gang culture. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for joining me back again. We're back on that argument. In the matter of the defamation, the senior advocate, his action is not only condemnable, uh, but also something that exposes this gang culture that exists in what? In our institution. It exists in the police. It exists in the army, like I stated earlier. It exists in almost every institution in the country. And if we don't address this gang culture, if the citizens don't address this gang culture by taking back the country, it will continue what? To exist. Many journalists, human rights activists have been arrested in Nigeria. Some, unfortunately, also have been killed. Some, including their family, also have been affected in this matter. So is there? We know of Ken Saro-Wiwa, Dele, and so forth and so on and so forth, including our own musician, Fela Anikulapo Kuti. And so, how do we go about this issue? How do we solve? How do we start to implement solutions and address this gang culture that we are what we are experiencing? Dismantling the gang culture, because there's nothing that Dele Farotimi have said that you and I do not know about it, or have not felt it, experienced it personally. Police brutality is part of the corruption. It's part of the judicial or institutional corruption that exists in the country. In the three tiers of the government, the presidency, the executive, the judicial, and what? And the legislative, both in the federal and the state base as well too. And the argument will continue forever until we start to do something, the citizens start to do something about it. However, if we are not ready to do anything about it, then nothing will change. The next person will be either you or I that will go through it. What goes around always comes around. And he will fight and runs away, live to fight another day. So the argument will continue. What are we going to do about this gang culture? Implementing this solution. That is what we have to start doing now. And I hope we will come to that point of us what? Doing such. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Have you subscribed? Yes, you. Have you subscribed? You. Yeah. Before you go, click. It's free. Click. Just that's it. Have you subscribed? You are laughing. Have you subscribed? Have you subscribed? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, madam. Thank you so much. I can see you. I can see you. We have to get to 100,000 subscribers. This by the end of the year. How are we going to do that if you don't subscribe? Yes, you. Yes, you're about to click off. Why? Have you subscribed? It's free. If you don't, ask your son, ask your daughter how to. Just one click. Thank you. Thank you. I see you. Aha. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you, man of prestige, for joining this wonderful post. I'm not sure if you heard my opening argument in this matter. If you don't, I can do a recap for you.
No, I just came in. I've not heard about it, but
okay.
I mean, I know what we're going to talk
about.
The
argument is the statement made by Dele Farotimi that the senior advocate of Nigeria, Afe Babalola, is part of those who corrupted the judicial system. In fairness, that statement falls within the premise of defamation, except it provides evidence to such. However, Afebolola is 92 years old, senior advocate of Nigeria, a man who is well learned, who is also known in King's College or in the United Kingdom, who I heard donated 10 million for the promotion of advocating for freedom of press or whatever it is. His behavior highlights this gang culture that exists in our institution. Unfortunately for him, he plays it out at a wrong time when he's 92 years old, going to his grave, rather to have shut up, permit me to use that word, and let things just slide the way it is. But the reason for this discussion is how we can move beyond diagnosing problems. Because you will agree with me, man of Prestige. What about the Nigerian and its corrupt judicial system that you and I don't know? The 2023 general election is a clear evidence of that. We are in 2024, so we don't need to go to 1960 or 1972 or 1982. The last election that just passed is a clear evidence of what? Of how corrupt the Nigerian judicial system is. But the most corrupt one that I have always argued about is the absence of stable electricity. That we experience every day as the corruption in our institution. So that is the background of the story. I yield the floor to you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's nice to be on this platform today. It's just more than electricity, okay? That is the predator of human essentiality. Those part, economic part you're talking about. But Nigerian problem go beyond the economic factor, we are facing right now. The corruption, and everything that goes in that country is even worse than, what is being perpetuated. If there's some level, that is acceptable, maybe say corruption and some of the government is acceptable, then it's a little bit different apart from the economic hardship the Nigeria is going. It's unbelievable what's happening in that society. Every day is a different kind of news. Impunity to this highest level. So this guy is about 90 something. I don't even know about his age. I didn't know he's about 90 something. He's on his way to grave.
Yeah, I heard it's 92.
Okay. Electricity, I think it may be more than that. Maybe the government or some other people are using him. I know there's a deformation, you and I live in a well civilized country where things function properly. Yeah, about the book and something like that. I've not read the book, but I'm gonna get it. I've been very busy, so I'm gonna subscribe the book from Amazon. I plan to do just to see what he's talking about. But I've had some people that have read the book. They narrated the story to me, but I want to read it by myself. Where all this started or something like that. Claim to be that he was defamed. Yeah, that may be true. But take it to the court system. This is where I have a problem with Nigeria. If you are being defamed or something like that, according to what people narrate to me until I actually read the book, yeah, I believe he was defamed. But the what baffled me is some part of the people that are supporting this government. They are fighting Dele Farotimi. Go and look at what's happening in Nigeria. They think the man is at fault. You have some lawyer that has come on TV and something like that, try to pivot it, try to create different kind of defamation. They say there's different kind of defamation that is felony, that is above, they're making it seem like what he said was felony. They call it cyber crime or whatever. So they pivot it to a felony ground that is beyond defamation. No, defamation is defamation. You and I live in a civilized country where things function. Look at what they do to the president. You in UK, what did they do to Boris Johnson? We are here to talk about Trump, Biden, anyhow, and nothing happened to them. But if they want to take it up, it's simple. Take it to the court. There are many cases here. People have said something, worse than that. So that's the impunity in Nigeria, and the people in Biafra, it is so-called educated. They're even the worst. Look at Burna Boy. Look at what Burna Boy is doing to that speed Darlington or whatever they call him. I mean, yeah, the man said something. He said something terrible about about him and P Diddy, bottle of oil and something like that. Right now, they have arrested him, extradited him from Owerri to Abuja. So he's still in jail today, as you and I are talking. It's been 5 days. So they say Burna Boy filed a petition. And this is a Burna Boy who live in UK, live America, who know how to, I'm just using that as an example. Even people in the Biafra, you and I talking, they perpetuate the same thing. You call them people who have been where things are functioning.
Of course. They say you can take Nigeria out of Nigeria, but you can't take Nigeria out of them.
Exactly. Exactly. So,
man of prestige.
This so-called Baba, what has he done? He has platooned this guy into a very phenomenon. Look at #1 in Amazon, right? I mean, the whole story is known all over the world. My friends here in America, they was asking me about what's going on with Dele Farotimi. Now they know who he is. I'm talking about American friends that I do business with. So it's a phenomenon right now. It's not just Nigerian buying the book. Some of our people, they want to know about the corruption because they heard about the corruption going on in Nigeria. Now it has epitomized to a different level, right? And everybody wants to read it. Do you think it's only Nigeria buying the book? No.
Okay, let me ask you this, man of prestige.
Yeah.
Back again to the argument. Let's argue that the allegation or the statement he made is correct. So if it's correct and it provides evidence to support that, it no longer falls under defamation again. The question is, what do we do about it? What are we going to do about it? That's the question before us. So we've argued that that statement falls under defamation without evidence. Okay. However, if we provide evidence, it doesn't fall under any defamation again. Now, what do we do? The citizens do if such evidence is provided by Dele Farotimi that indeed Afebi Balola is one of those that corrupted the judicial system. What are we going to do? Is it not going to be business as usual? We talk about it, and the wind will blow it away. Another wind will bring something else.
I don't think there's anything we can do about it, particularly in Biafra. We're just going to talk about it. I mean, it's people in Nigeria that has to take the bull by the horn. I mean, are you going home? Are you going home this Christmas? Hopefully, I'll be going home soon. I'm not going to say the day, but very, very soon. So hopefully I will be at the epicenter of what's happening in Nigeria right now. I want to be at it. I'm not saying I'm going to go protest or whatever, but I will be, surrounding with the whole hoopla going on in Nigeria right now. So there's nothing we can do about it. It's the people in Nigeria that has to, they have to rise up and say,
no, man of prestige. What do you mean when you say there's nothing we can do about it? Are you saying those of us in diaspora, there's nothing we can do about it?
What can we do? Unless you people in London, you're going to go and write a petition to the London University or something protest.
A petition has already been written. A petition has been written to, I think it's King's College, that either is an alumni or is one of the owners, or I don't know what role.
They say he donated a lot of money, about 10 million or whatever.
$10 million or 10 million pounds. He donated in respect to advocacy or journalism or free speech or whatever it is. I don't know. But this idea that we can't do anything, only those in Nigeria, yes, they are the primary person that the situation is affecting. But the situation indirectly also is affecting us, because for those of us who have families back in Nigeria, and we send money home because the economy is bad, the exchange rate is high. So when you are sending $10 before, you'll be forced to send maybe $50 or $80 in that regard because things are. So saying there's nothing we in diaspora can do than just for us to sit down and talk, it's where doesn't sit well with me. Jonathan, welcome for joining us. After Man of Press speak, I'll give you the floor.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. Electricity. You said you have started a petition in London. Even I thought you write a petition to the international community, international institution. They can't penetrate in Nigerian place and tell them what to do. Nigeria is an independent country. Nobody in international forum, all these people march to Washington and tell Trump should do something or Biden should do. All those are nonsense. I mean, Nigeria is an independent country. You can't tell them what to do. So that's what I'm saying. It has to be people in Nigeria. They say they're going to protest on the 10th. I don't know what the protest is going to do, but I mean, staying idle, is doing nothing. That's even worse. I mean, the system has to change. Nigeria judicial system is totally corrupt. Forget about the book what Dele Farotimi just wrote or something like that. We all know the Nigerian judicial system is corrupt. Look at the election. Look at the election recent. And look what's happening in Nigeria. It's going to get worse. It's not going to get better. So I don't know. I mean, maybe Janaba, who has more wisdom, can tell us what to do, Janaba.
Mr. Janaba, the floor is yours for you to weigh into this argument. Thank you.
You can rephrase the argument. I know I have an idea, but I just want you to
educate others, to be educated as well. But every once in a while, if you need to start on the show, please do.
What did you say, Janaba?
I said, I think I have an idea of what you are talking about, but you can rephrase it. So,
the argument is false arguments. Dele Farotimi claim falls under the premise of defamation. However, if you provide evidence to such, it no longer falls under defamation. But what are we going to do when evidence is provided? What are the citizens going to do?
That is exactly what you are doing.
Come again?
That is exactly what you are doing. Citizens are to talk about it. Citizens are to open their eyes. Based on just being a decent human being that have a little idea how things work in the world. There is no such waiting to hear any argument of a defamation. If a high-ranking citizens, a very known person in the age of 92 of age, based on what I see, at this point, have to provide an evidence to us by coming from Ekiti State with what is in the public domain there, and even the video you have seen, how they ransacked the office of where he was. I think that was his former place where he retired from. How they treated the staff over there. How also it was not the Lagos command was not informed about their actions. All of these have tell you that this is about power and principality, and those that are supposed to protect and promote a healthy law and order in the society become the abuse of power, which they have done over the years. And I don't think we need to wait for any court argument if on a citizen do not see this as adoption of a man from that area to Ekiti State. I have two things that is not clear to me. How did Nigerian police being used by the elite and the most powerful in the land to oppress the citizens that they are meant to protect? It is amazing how we are going backward in our society. And also, like I said, these are lawyers and this is a high-level lawyer. There are cases in Nigeria like that, and even if it's defamation, by main common man definition of defamation should not lead to this. And in high wisdom, he could have put up a statement if he think uh, uh, Dele Farotimi deform him, use this opportunity to appeal to the world over his years in the public domain, that he is not a perfect human being. And he would love to leave a good reputation as he exits. That in the course of his service, he might have done something wrong, and no one is perfect, but he should not uh, let his legacy go down like this, that he apologizes to those, whether intentionally or unintentionally, have hurt, or even at his own level of age and wisdom, what he have done over the years, he appealed for the people to forgive him. But he also will say that his dear son, Dele Farotimi, should look into this critically, that if it was his father, even if he's made mistake, he should take it back. But I also understand the pain of activists. There's a different grace upon them. So the whole scenario playing out in the public is not in the favor of the old man, how he's want to wrap up his life. If you look at how long he has to live, adage in my place says that when you talk about death, not that you wish old people to die, and it's never like that. Young and old die alike. But based on life expectancy, how long did you have to live on this earth again? Even people that are not aware about this book, now they're aware and there is something going on. So they could have a better wisdom to settle behind this thing. And this is what brings me to the as I summarize this section, uh, what is the youth have to learn from you as you age and as you passed on? They want to have something to say. He was not a perfect man, but such occasion he rise up to diffuse it, to take a highway, rather than this approach of power in the high places. It is very, very bad for his reputation that he's trying to erase. I think there could have been a better way. There's no one way of doing things. It could have been a better way of him wrapping up his legacy and call this man, even though Dele is he's very good in describing something. I think when he describe you and make all those things, devil will even bow to sell. Devil will bow to say, God, this is even devil himself will not paint somebody like that. So Dele is good in his job of painting. Whatever he doesn't like, he go all the way like that. But this is a very dark period, not just for Dele. To Dele, even if they keep him there for 1 year, as time may take, or as much as they want to, it's still not going to be to the better of Baba Lola legacy that he's seeking to secure. He could have
Okay,
let it go.
Jonaba, let me push for that in this legacy. So, do you mind highlighting if you know some of the legacy this man has for us, Afa Babalola? Because
I think
like
he
you
have a
said, sorry, like you
university.
said, Jonaba, like you said, he's 92. This particular incident can, if care is not taken, if not already, distort or flush whatever legacy he has down the drain. And so we need to talk about it because he's known all over. He's known in the UK. He donated $10 million or pounds. Honestly, if I get $10 million or pounds, I won't be sitting here talking to you, John Abba. Honestly speaking, I'll delete your name from my phone, sir. You won't hear from me again with 10 million. So let's focus on what legacy does he have? Because let's be honest with ourselves here. This man is not acting like this as just 92. The argument is he may have acted this way even when he was young. But this particular one touched him because it's already in a book and it's been sold on Amazon. So does anyone knows what legacy this man has built over the years? And if it's not based on what on corruption, on this gang culture that exists in our institution. I will stay with you, John. Then, no, John, let me go with man of prestige first. Then I'll come back to you. Man of prestige. I don't know if you know any legacy Afa Babalola has left that you're aware of.
Yeah, thank you very much. I don't really know any legacy per se, but I know that he's one of the most famous lawyer we have in Nigeria. According to this is the first time I'm hearing about it, just because of this incident. But according to what I heard, I think he owned one university in Ekiti or something like that, and he's well known, an advocate of Nigeria. And they said, to be honestly, they say he has been on the side of the people. I'm not saying whether he's corrupt or something like that, but some of his written, some of his paper he has written, he was even against this past election. I mean, some people say he was on the obedient side or something like that. Forget about it. But they said, he has been somebody who has criticized the kind of government we practice and something like that, even the corrupt system in our judiciary. They say he has been very, very lively speaking about it, against it, what is perpetuating in Nigeria at the current. But electricity, you know what I'm thinking? It has to go beyond just that deformation. Maybe they are using him. This man is 92 years old. What does he care about what's going on? About that? I'm just saying, they may be using him from a Lumelu to Tinubu and something like that, because Dele Farotimi has been speaking. I mean, he's probably one of the most outspoken person. He doesn't miss word. He call it what it is. So according to what I heard anyway, they said there was a case about a land in Lagos, but there wasn't really representing, but he was a consultant, to the case, whereby this Baba, was into. So they referred to me side of it. They're supposed to have won, but he won according to what I heard. But it was taken to the Supreme Court. That's where the incident happened. They say, this Baba bribed them. You know how it is in Nigeria. One court said this, the second court said this. So when they took it to the Supreme Court, they overturned the victory that Dele Farotimi, won. I don't know if he's actually the lawyer or secondary lawyer to that case. So that's where everything started happening. But I'm thinking it has to, what we are seeing right now, I think it's more than that. It has to be something underneath for them to come, all the way from Ekiti. They call it a federal, they call it a federal case. So there's nothing like, how Nigeria police work. It's not like where you and I are right now. They, they can't come from New York, and do anything in California without the jurisdiction of the police here. The police in California has to handle it. Then if the crime was committed in New York, they have to extradite him. But this is purely a kidnapping, but this is the way Nigerian police work. And you're forgetting there's a guy called Dele. I don't know if you know about Dele. The guy that defended.
I've heard the name. I've heard the name.
He's from Imo State. He's still in jail up to today. He's been there for about 3 or 4 months, just because he said something about a pastor. Exactly. So it's nothing new. It's just like Dele Farotimi is a well-known, advocate. We all know him. So that's why his story is going to a different level.
Exactly what I've been saying.
Yeah.
It's nothing new. What about it? What is new about the Nigeria and its corrupt judicial system? There's nothing new. But in terms of Mr. Afabalola, man of prestige, you argue that the probably is being used. That is hard for me to swallow. And even some people in the comment section, that is being used. I don't think so.
You don't think that government may want to silence him?
Silence who? Dele Farotimi?
Yes.
They can do it without using Alpha Babalola.
No, they are sending a lesson to the social media, to the media.
But it's not. This is not the first time he's gone to prison or he's been arrested. It's not the first time. Is it the first time?
It's just my own opinion. I don't have no fact to back up, but anything is possible in that country.
Is this the first time he's been arrested? The answer is no. Okay, he's a human rights activist. He speaks. He's an open person. He's a straight shooter. Okay, so he knows what is coming. In his interview, he said, "I will not leave Nigeria like others do." So he knows what is coming. He knows what he's doing. So it's not new in the game. So to me, like I said, no matter what arguments Afa Babalola makes today in terms of his legacy, that legacy has actually gone down the drain. It cannot, I use the word, it cannot take it back again. Even if he comes out to apologize, even if he withdraws the case, even if he argues on the grounds of insanity, how do they call old people? I don't know what word they use. It's gone down the drain, and this is what happened when they say a good name is rather to be chosen than wealth and riches. He has the money. Even his wealth can now be questioned as to how did you get $10 million or pounds to donate to an institution in the United Kingdom when there are several institutions in Nigeria looking for money? Someone said it's an advocate. Yes, it's a legal luminary and an advocate of what? Of democracy. But his action right now does not exhibit that advocate for democracy. So democracy when it suits you, and democracy and not democracy when it doesn't suit you. Meaning is beyond, above accountability or being held accountable for his action if the argument of Dele Farotimi is correct. Jonathan, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you once again, electricity. Like I said earlier, I believe that for what has gone in the public domain so far, do not favor Affair Babalola legacy or whatever is trying to protect. Um, I believe he could have used other approach if he sincerely believed that Dele Farotimi have damaged his reputation. At this point, whatever he's trying to protect is not going to do it in the public eyes, but people will always take a side and trying to be immune to one side, excuse on age and all of that. But there is no one way of doing things sometimes, but there are better way to get things done, like I said. I also understand watch Dele Faro to me over the years. He doesn't choose his word carefully. It does not, and what happened is that when such thing happen, people have to reflect. As a public servant, there's a way you will make your case before the wall. And if you are not careful, like Babalola right now, then whatever you think you are doing in the face of a young man like this, you poison yourself instead of escaping it with wisdom. I could have called the elders. Yoruba people are good in doing that by galvanizing themselves and send a strong message when they disagree. And You can also take it away that Dele Farotimi over the years of incidents that have happened that he have described, that he's really pissed off. But all of these things is just the way Nigerian function. It's a power and principality. Nobody have respect for the rule of law. And if we continue this way, many generations to come, we will still become a slave in our own land. There are things you take a highway and you ignored, not because you don't have a say. It's because for the better generation or the next generation, you tended to go other way. Like I said, my dad will do the same. My dad will say, my son, I may not be all you want me to be. And I might have made mistake as a human being, even during the practice of my practice in my lifetime. But I will ask for apology for those that think I intentionally hurt them or unintentionally to forgive me. I'm so years of age. I will not love this to be my legacy. That could have been a good note to leave behind. But as it is now, it make Dele Faro to me a winner of the case in the public domain because of the process they are taking.
Yeah. That was that. Donaba just said it perfectly right. I mean, Farotimi is winning in the public opinion right now. I mean, and public opinion is very important, for your own image and and your legacy. So there's no doubt about it. I don't need when you go to case, who's going to win? If that's actually a defamation. So when you go to case, if you win, that's a different case. But public opinion, which Faro to me is definitely winning right now. It's not even, it's not even close. Yeah. When you go to case, if you win, that's a different case. But
Yeah, thank you. I'm Richard. Desta, you're back on the show. Oh no, welcome on the show. I said you're back on the show. Welcome on the show. We're talking about. Don't let us forget this is the most important part of this show here. How can we move beyond diagnosing problems to implementing practical solutions? The argument made by man of prestige is that it's those back at home. And John Abbas said, we are doing what we can do by sitting down and speaking. I believe that the diaspora, those of us in diaspora, can do more than speaking. That is my strong belief, that we can do more than speaking. And that is what we should tend to do modern speaking rather than just speaking alone. So we'll wade into Afaba Belola's legacy, also Dele Farotimi's statement that falls within the premise of defamation if evidence is provided. If evidence is not provided, then it becomes defamation. Afaba Belola's Anthony Lumelu. Forgive me, I've never liked Lumelu anyway, for my own personal reasons. So I can't disclose that. Okay, on the public distance. So therefore, it's something that this is what we're talking today. So Desta, welcome to the show. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Electricity, Man of Prestige, and Jonaba, and everybody that is watching. One of the things that brought me in is there was something Jonaba said, when he says Nigerian police. I was listening to, what do you call it? I listened to this guy's podcast yesterday, Dr. Charles Apoki, and he brought to our knowledge that you don't have a Nigerian police, actually. What you have is Nigeria Police Force. And that the reason why you have the Nigerian police force, that when they were creating Nigerian police force, it was for dissent. It was to bring people who were like dissenting voices. When the colonial masters created the police force, it was to bring this. It was not to solve crime. When you had the London Metropolitan Police, it was to solve crime. But that police force in Nigeria, the Nigeria police force is there to bring you, it's like discipline people. That is why they have that mentality. That's why when people enter the police, they feel like they are up and above. And their responsibility is to serve the colonial masters. In Nigeria today, the colonial masters are the elite. That's why you have this kind of situation. Imagine that if you try this kind of thing in the Western world, the police will not meet you. If you can't tell the police, oh, this person defamed me, come let me come
Hold on,
arrest you.
Dexter, can I add something?
What's that?
Are
Yeah.
you saying that's how they are trained? I mean,
That is, no, the point of a man of prestige is that the vision of any organization drives it. Do you understand? The vision, when the Nigerian police force was made, it was not made to serve the common man. No. It was made to put people in line. It was made to discipline. If there were dissenting voices, you send the police.
Hold on one second, Esther.
Yes.
The floor is open to interject. So when I mean interject is we have 5 or 4 of us here, the 3 of you. You can interject, you can weigh in while I sit back a bit and listen. Okay? So it's open to the 3 of you, except other people comes in before we now start to time. So it's an open floor right now. So the floor is to the 3 of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Electricity. So the police force was to bring dissenting voices. Now, if you look at Nigeria, if you normally look, and when the police force was made, you find out that then you had a lot of people from a certain extraction of Nigeria because it was to bring discipline. Now, that is the vision of the Nigerian police force. That is why you can see that the police always have this overbearing attitude on the populace. They are not really there to serve the common man. They are there to bring people in line. So if you have money, you can't tell the police, this person is doing this to me, this person, they will come and carry out your orders. In the Western world, you can't go and tell the police, oh, this person wrote something in the book against me, you have to come and arrest. They won't listen to you. Absolutely not listen to you. They'll tell you take it to court. It's a civil case. And then the height of it is that you can see somebody who is supposed to uphold the law in Nigeria. This is somebody who is a legal luminary in Nigeria. So he's supposed to be at the highest and uphold the law. He's the one now showing us exactly what the institution of Nigeria is all about. I think this Dele Farotimi's what is happening now is something that Nigerians should mind. And it's an opportunity for us to change the narrative. It's an opportunity for them to be a reform because it is clearly seen that justice is not for the common man in Nigeria. Justice, the common man can't get justice. It's actually for the elites who can buy it. That is what is happening presently in Nigeria. So I think this is an opportunity for the common man in Nigeria to say no. The same way it happened in the Western world, where before you used to have what you call landlords. You had lords and peasants who used to work in the farm. And on one day, those peasants said, no, we cannot continue like this. You know, and that led to what you call the civil service. So it's an opportunity for Nigerians to demand a change. Now that we can see that this is a legal luminary at 92, who should be able to settle this matter without getting the police involved. But whatever it is, so be it. It has happened this way. I think it's something that can lead. Well, unfortunately, Dele Farotimi is the one that is the fall guy here. But I think this is something that can lead to a change in the Nigerian space. And it will only happen if people stand behind Dele Farotimi. If all the common men in this situation stand behind him. It is not only Dele Farotimi that is suffering this thing. Look at what is happening in Abuja, where people's land are being taken. That is what's happening in Abuja presently. You have a minister who is on the rampage, and people's lands are being taken. You take land, and then look at the way it's happening. You are taking land from individuals, and then you now take land from Julius Berger, give it to the judiciary. The same judiciary that the individuals have taken land for will run to. Now, which justice are you going to get? The minister has carried land from Julius Berger and given it to the judiciary and told them, I'm building quarters for you. Now, imagine when another person that had maybe one plot of land comes to the judiciary and say, oh, they took this, they took my land. They will wave the case away. They will wave it away. This is the same thing. It is the same thing. It is compromising the judiciary. And what Dele Farotimi was saying in his book is that the compromisation of the judiciary, even the Supreme Court, has been facilitated by the high and mighty, like the person he has written in his book. Imagine where somebody is defending a foreign company for people. Okay, let me shock you. You know that in the Western world, if you have a company, and a thief enters into your company, and in the process of entering into your company, he falls down and hurts his leg, okay, and you catch him, do you know that he will sue you? Let's say let's say that there is some things that you kept inside your company that can hurt somebody. So he jumps through the window, falls down, and an equipment you left there, something hurts him. Do you know that he will sue you for injury, and your insurance company will pay him? Now, God help you. If you did not put CCTV camera in operation, you are finished. You must put CCTV camera in operation, that anybody that is coming must see it. If you don't put CCTV camera in operation, if you don't tell the person this wall is anti-climb wall, prohibited for climbing, harmful objects inside, and the person gets hurt inside, a thief gets hurt inside, that thief will sue you for injury and you will pay him. That is why
What part of the Western world that you?
let me give you an example. In Europe,
Okay,
if
okay.
you look at their they call it GDPR. There's something called GDPR in Europe, in the whole of Europe. Now, that is why, like now, if you go to England, when you are driving, you will see camera. They will tell you what do you call it? Camera ahead. Now, do you know that if you are caught over speeding and there was no notice that there's a camera, you will not pay any fine. You will not
I
pay.
think your system need to be upgraded in that part of
No,
the
it's not
Europe where
upgraded.
you are. Let me explain to you compared to, because we are trying to put information compared to other advanced world like you, wherever you are. In the United States of America, wherever you don't see a sign, you have to run 25 per hour until you see the sign. Any speed you are taking and you enter a place and you claim I don't see the speed, this already, even when you are writing your driving test, it's already there for you to see that it's not a license because you don't see a sign. Then it's okay for you to run any kind of speed. In America, it's well organized. If I don't see a sign, I'm entering any road, I'm to slow down and run 25 per hour until I see the sign. So that
So
closed the
what
case.
sign are you talking about, sir? What sign are you talking
Road
about?
sign, road speed sign, road sign.
See, let me give you an example, sir. You enter the motorway, like if you go in England, you enter the motorway, the speed limit in the motorway is 70. You are blowing 80. If there is no warning that there is a camera ahead, that is why in England you will see camera warning everywhere. There is a camera ahead. If there is no warning that there is a camera ahead, you don't bring okay, let me give you a typical example. I had a colleague, they were oppressing her in her office. They were oppressing her and they were gossiping about her. They were saying racist comments against her. Do you know what she did? She recorded what they were saying and took it to HR. Do you know what they told her? Did you notify the people that you wanted to record, that you were going to record them? She said no. They said, we're sorry, we can't use it. We're sorry,
Yeah,
we
but
can't
she
use it.
can go about it in having the witness
So,
from those places that are, you see, now I don't know how we're going to drag this, but I think the case you are making is that just because we can have a conversation, it is a best way, whichever view you have about the whole scenario of going on, about the Nigerian space and the corruption in the judiciary and how you enforce the rule of law in the land. These are fight between two elites. Dele to me is not an ordinary citizen of Nigeria. The only thing we drive from this is that there are level of many Nigerians that are going through this oppression today, even between the rich and the poor, depends on your own level, that within our village, within our town square, between our community is going on. And the reformation you are talking about, I don't know exactly what you are referring to. I don't know whether you are referring to reforming the police department and to retrain them, because you said that in your word that the way Nigerian police force train is to oppress the very people, but that is not the way they are trained. The Nigerian police force, the simple definition, even if you can see ordinary citizen talking to them, you have to protect life and property. Why are you destroying it? Now, the mentality is the same thing we all have. We have a
Sir, sorry,
pastor.
sir. There's something you must correct, sir, which I mentioned. There's nothing like Nigerian police force. There's nothing like Nigerian police force. The police is not for Nigerians. It's Nigeria police force. You have to make that distinction. There's nothing like
Okay.
Nigerian. It's not for Nigerians. Nigeria is for the Nigeria, the Royal
Yeah,
Niger Company.
I got you.
Nigeria.
I got you.
Dexter, sorry, is this not just playing with words?
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a
uh,
way of playing with words to
Playing with
make
words
a
because
case, and also to say that Dexter will always channel us to talk about racism and all of
no,
those things.
I
No,
think it's playing with words
no.
because the
Electricity. Just listen to.
hold on 1 second, whether it's called Nigeria or Nigeria Police Force, their role is clearly defined. It's part of the corruption we are talking about. If you say, okay, they are Nigeria, how would you say the army, the customs, the navy, the air force? I mean, are they
Good.
not? Are
You
they
are
also?
fantastic. Now look at the look. Do you know that? Look at the difference. Electricity. You just answered the question. The
No, I
army.
did. No, no,
The
no, no,
army
no,
is
no. I
called
didn't answer the
Nigerian
question
Army. Look at it. The army is called Nigerian Army.
because
The
because
navy
Nigeria,
is called
they can't say
Nigerian.
Nigerians. They
No,
can't say Nigeria.
electricity.
It's Nigeria.
Electricity.
It's a
See, let me
country.
tell you. Let me tell you the genesis. The Nigerian police force, when it was created, it was not to save the Nigerians. That
No,
is why.
listen. Do you have evidence to that? This is what we're saying. Do
Okay,
you have? Do you
there's
have?
evidence.
Okay, where can we get it?
I will send you the evidence. Don't worry.
Okay, until such time that Desta send the evidence, please kindly disregard this argument or his opinion in terms of that regard. I yield the floor
Okay,
back to you, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
thank you. I think we Dexter, I think we all believe that a lot has to be done in Nigerian space. Uh, However, uh, a common uh, approach to life, I borrow it from the Holy Bible. We say, train a child the way he should go, and once he grow up, he will not depart from it. We all have responsibility from our own household, how we look at life, and how we treat those among us, right inside our own household. So the mentality of Nigeria is a responsibility to all Nigerians to see evil, speak against it. But primarily, that should start from their whole household. There's no place in Nigeria right now that is safe for any Nigerian to travel freely. And all is all about letting things go. And we are fighting a smaller battle that if we are not careful, we're trying to throw this rhetoric here and there. Looking at Nigerian police force, they are trained to protect life and property. The corruption is because they are doing something completely opposite their training. And that's why you can say they are corrupt, because
Let,
that is not the way they are trained.
let me sorry, sir, pardon me if I interject. The
No problem.
Nigeria police was created in 1930 by the colonial masters. One, to put dissenting voices. It was a way of putting dissenting voices. The Nigerian Navy was created in 1956 when you already had a nationalist movement. That is why it's called the Nigerian Navy. The Nigerian Army was created in 1960 to save Nigerians. My point is this: the vision of anything drives its output. The vision of anything. Let us not say, okay, let me ask a question. Why the Tinubu, why are they trying to change the FIRS? They are trying to change it to Nigerian Revenue Nigerian revenue something. They're trying to change the name because the naming and the vision of anything drives its direction. Nigeria Police Force, what I'm trying to tell you is that Nigerian Police Force was created to bring about curbing dissenting voices, the riots, the protestation against oppression. It was there to serve the elites, not to serve the people. That's all I'm saying. Excuse me, please.
All right, to keep the conversation going, I think it's
Sorry, Lester is not here. I wanted to ask him what's the meaning of his name. For a man of prestige, the floor is open to that. You were
Yeah.
busy
I'm
talking.
sorry. I've been on the phone. I
Uh,
was just reading something that the IG has filed a fresh 12 news charge against him. Fresh new charge.
yeah, against Dele Farotimi. Yeah.
So
It's,
that's why I have my theory. It has to be
yeah.
something more than that. They're trying to silence anybody. I mean, this is my own school of thought.
No,
it,
you're right. No, they're gonna.
it,
It's be listen. What
it,
I'm
I
trying to say is, this
and I
silencing has been ongoing for long, not
Go,
today.
go ahead, Janaba.
It's
Yeah,
it,
Janaba want to say
it's not
something. Yeah.
new. Why are we looking at this thing as new? This man that was killed,
it's
is it not
not new.
Delegiwa with
Yeah,
the letter bomb? Is it
yeah,
Delegiwa or
it's
what's his name?
not new, but there is still a new approach to it. The awareness is not the way he used to be. Uh, in as much as they suppress the information, trying to have a full control of what is put out there. These days of media have created opportunity for us, ordinary Nigerians, to know what is going on. In the past, they control the narrative. Much whatever they put out to you, you may not even have, if not for the person of Dele Farotimi, you may not even have a conference. Who go to jail and in Nigeria, ordinary Nigerian, that they arrested and they give him a media to cover and to talk about his issues. So the issue is that depends on who it happened to, and also the public awareness is increasing day by day. So that is a different, and that is why you and I are having to talk about it so that they don't bamboozle us by controlling the narrative before whatever they put out there is what you have to. But my amazing what amazes me, these men and women in power in Nigeria, even when camera is rolling, and I also completely understand on the other side that they are used to this lifestyle and they don't understand the change that have come so close to them. I hope they understand the change, because the reason why your name is there and all of your information is out there is for you to be conscious of who you are. Because one day, when the citizen arise above the phrase, you become a target. It is a psychological warfare for people to understand, even though they have men and women that protect them 24/7, there can be overwhelming outpouring when the citizen cannot take it any longer, especially when they are between the rock and the hard place. And that is what I think they should be more conscious of, that, putting more charges and all of that to make a case in court. You can win the case in court, but you cannot win it in the public opinion. And once you lose it in the public court, which is the public domain, then you have brought attention to yourself. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday, uh, they killed a man in a United Healthcare CEO in New York,
Yeah.
attending a meeting. Uh, a lot of speculations, out there, how they take millions from people and deprive ordinary people, even when they are covered. They deny some cover in case of pre-existing condition and all of that. People have grievance and they take it out. I hope Nigerian leader will know that they should not be doing this like as of old, where people don't even know or they have so much security. And this is the reason why Nigerian road is not safe, because the Nigerian law enforcement officers that are supposed to be helping the citizen to make sure they go about their business. They are protecting the elite, even a Yahoo boy.
Yeah, Jonaba, I think you made a perfect narrative about what's happening is not new. But I think I beg to differ a little bit. It seems like this present government, because Buhari, we know Buhari government wasn't that bad. It's kind of more dictatorship. Of course, Buhari was a former military, but I don't think it's as bad as it is right now. They have taken it to a different level. Are you saying we are more informed? I mean, the social media was there during the Buhari time, so it's not that the social media has gone to a different level. Maybe because after the election or something like that, more people, more younger people are involved in social media, because the social media platform, go up every year. We're in the age of media space right now. But it seems like this government intentionally wants to silence everybody. They want to make it a one-party system. You see all those stupid Labour Party, 5 of them, defected to APC yesterday or something like that. Giving different kind of reason. One of them even make a statement, said, "Yeah, my constituency want me to defect. If you don't like it, there's nothing you can do about it." Even the Okada driver, is he not the one from Kaduna? He's one of them that defended. I mean, the common people like you and I. Imagine an Okada driver, you know. I mean, it's just the Nigerian mentality. Something wrong with Nigerian mentality. But anyway, we are talking about this present government. I think they have an agenda. They want to make it a one-party system. This is exactly where they don't want any kind of opposition. I think they're taking it to
Um,
a different level.
Yes, in the respect of your talking about, is not new, but is somehow escalated to a different level under this administration. Yes, there are even other our loved ones that even their network, everything is like shaking and all of that, meaning that every means out there to suppress information. But one thing is this. When I say that it's not new, and of course, it's just to who it's done to. Uh, and then this is about the opposition, people who are very vocal about what they are doing. Having said all of this, I still believe that Dele Farotimi, is a good man, but he doesn't choose his word carefully. That
Mhm.
is what I see many times. Is very raw. Is who he is, but freedom of speech also come with consequences. But if it is done in this case now between him and Baba Lola, is to his favor. And I think he dared them to this, and I don't think they see afar. And this is what has been going on in Nigeria. As far as you are rich and powerful, they assume you know everything, you have order of everything. I'm telling you, it will backfire. The legacy will not save the way he think he want to go down in the history. This has brought more attention to be known in a negative way than all he has done over the years. Whatever you build for days and months and years, it can be destroyed in a second. And I hope they are careful and not to push themselves so much into this thing that they can settle. And we understand how Nigerian work, but at least for the sake of the coming generation not to look their legacy the way they look at it, they could have choose a better path.
Yeah, because I think he's very, some people may be coming and say, well, this is a 92 years old man. Why does he care about his legacy? He must care about his legacy, because if you look at some of the things, that he said, he said he's been they scandalized his name or something like that, they're messing up. I mean, he didn't use the word legacy, but in other words, he really care about his legacy. That's why he's coming out doing all this. If not, I don't think he will take it to this level, that he's taking it. He just like you said, Janaba, it's not about whether Dele Farotimi say something wrong or right. Yeah, he may have said something wrong. He talk a lot, but that's not even the point. It's about the judicial system. What is being permitted in this present country where we are right now, the level they are going to subjugate any kind of free speech, any kind of, and I mean, free speech, you can take it to a different level, which become a defamation. There's no doubt about it. But take it to the proper judiciary, take it to the proper court. That's all we are asking. And if the judge decide, with your evidence and who win, let it be. So that's not even in contest about whether it's defamation or not defamation, but it's the method that the Nigerian, impunity to the highest level they're employing to subjugate anybody's opinion. So I think it's an intentional, it's orchestrated, whether from the top or whatever, everything is coming from there to do anything possible. This guy, from what I've read a little bit, he supported the common man, even during the election. I don't know how true this, it may be true, he's on the side of, I think he's a friend of Obasanjo, Obasanjo support the obedience. He's on the side of common people from some of the things he has reading. But hey, like everything in Nigeria, look at what's his name, the former Labour Party chairman. Look at what he has been doing recently. So that's how it goes in that country. Whoever that's going to feed you or whatever you see it, that's just what happened. Or maybe their kinsman is in position, you want to support him. It's just we're having a problem in that country. I don't know how we're going to solve that. I don't know. I mean, electricity. You say something. How can we solve it? There's no way. We just have to talk about it. What we do here. What can you do?
Okay, you know what? You know what we're gonna do. We'll take a short break, and I'll come back with this last one as our last discussion. We'll take a short music break, then we'll come back. Thank you, gentlemen. Stay there, don't go, please. Thank you.
When your mazolo bio, akwa mazolo bio, Max, if you bunye go kwanu mo no fube nazo olaga ni piazugo, ulaga do ni piazugo, akwa mwilo chiyo bikora puzoro, kona bazia. Onyo mazoro because abamba wazoro sorry. Ibya onyo ne gana mo. Ulaga dori biazigo. Mo ulaga dori biazigo. Abamba wilo chilo bigora buzoro. Ona wazia. Mazi welcome up. Odoguna kwerezinaka. Onyomo niga Dele mo. Mazi ni mazi kama. Ibu go with melody. Where's your phone? Odogu nachala noka. Is it one them nigga Dele mo? Olaga doni pesigo no. Mo olaga doni pesigo. Amama wilo chilo. Bigora buzo. Anabaze. Say. Sorry, if I were to go Molaga doni piazugo, Nazaboy. Molaga doni piazugo. Awamba wilo chilo, Biko rapuzoro. Anabazi Ice Odogo kenenu mikechofo Ama kwa mnika kugogia Waligwe kwelo Ikechobo bele bege Hey, you want?
Eku kampune kene Omogo ndị nsọ Chukwu emeka lumo Ike Chukwu negaji Esi nwanne m ekene dị Ịlapụlụ ife niile na-eme wee bịa Ka gosili na anyị na gị bụ nwanne wisdom ga-adị Ka nne gị Mike ka ogobanya bụ egwu Isili Maxi ọ bụ na-etiri egwu a Malụkwa malụ n'imego m ife ọjọọ Wee sị gị nwanne m ife ọkụ na ịchọlụ na ngeme Wisdom onume ekene gị Ọgbamanwụ iyo iyo biko lapụ Nabasị ya Zoro, 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 zoro
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for coming back, for staying backstage and waiting. So here we are in bringing this broadcast to a conclusion. We all have the opportunity right now, because this is the issue here right now. What has been happening in terms of our justice system is also happening in other institutions: the police, the army, the customs, revenue, legislative hands, executive hands. This gang culture exists in all our institutions. The wind that is blowing now will soon blow away. You will agree that a lot of human rights speakers, even innocent ones who stood up for their right on the street, the market women, the bus drivers, the conductors, the way they've been brutalized by the police over the years, the checkpoints we have all over the country is part of what? That corruption. Not only in the judicial system, but in every system. This will play out by the end of this year, guaranteed. It will be gone. The wind will blow it, and we're back to square one again. And the change we are looking for, we still have not seen it. Yes, man of prestige, those in Nigeria have more to play than us in diaspora. But I still strongly believe that we in diaspora, we have the tools. In the next broadcast, maybe next week, titled Persona Non Grata, which I want to introduce that we in diaspora can do to our leaders, particularly our legislative arms. Those are in the legislative arm of government. We can do something. I yield the floor to you. First man of prestige, then Janaba.
Thank you very much for giving us this space, for the conclusion. Yeah, it's a very different conundrum that we are still in diaspora. We have the resources, but we don't have the physical manpower, to do that much, in my own opinion, unless somebody in diaspora here is going to say, okay, I'm going back to Nigeria to contest or wherever, just beginning from the local government in order to change the narrative. But you and I know that country where we are from. The people that are already in that position, they will do, if you don't go with the kumbaya, what's been happening already. They will try any means to eliminate you. They have usurped power and right to the extreme that it's going to be very. I mean, it's gonna. As a businessman, I would be saying what is impossible. Sometimes you have to take a risk, which I did take a risk. But this is a risk about your life. Should I go back to Nigeria right now to say, okay, I'm going to go change things because I have the resources to do it? But yeah, the kind of risk you're taking, not that you're going to lose something financially or otherwise, it's about your life, you know. So I'm looking at it that's why I always say the mindset of Nigerian people has to change. It has to, the charity start from home. It has to be a people. I'm not in Nigeria, but easy for me to say, you know. The only thing I can say we can do is, is the financial part of it. That's about it. Just nothing we can do. We can stay here and protest or go to Finland to form another Biafra. All those nonsense. You know, nothing. Not. I'll be right there. Nothing is going to happen from there. That's not going to transfer anything or go to United Nations like say people march at Washington D.C. or wherever to showcase our cause about corrupt government. Nothing is going to happen. Even the West, are they not the one governing or giving us telling Tinubu what to do or something like that? So that's that's how I see. My battery is running down, and so I mean I will soon be leaving anyway. So that's how I said electricity. It's not possible. There's nothing that I don't see anything we can do. If anybody
Okay.
can come up with any kind of structure we can do in order to support them financially, that's my opinion. I'm not gonna put my life, my family need me. I'm not gonna put my life in danger even at all when I go to Nigeria or something like that. When I go to Nigeria, it's all about family. That's why I don't even appear anywhere.
All right.
So
Thank you very much. Jonava, the
yeah,
floor
but,
is
but
yours.
let me go. My edition is running
All
out.
right. Thank you.
Thank you, electricity once again. Like I said earlier, we are doing what we can do. I think I believe your time is precious, and you have used it to shine light on public square for people to look at what is going on in Nigeria and what are we going to do is to see that the very thing that Dele Farotimi is talking about is exactly what the system is like. Like I said, is a man that when he described you, uh, a devil will look himself and say, "Wow, I don't use this." But then, um, you have to be tough to live in Nigeria. It's the fight between two elites. Ordinary Nigerians go through this every single day, and they have been beat down, and they beat down to the point that they do not even look at them as a human being anymore. Hold on one second, just a second. I'm with you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
While we wait for okay, Jonava.
So, uh, you go on, ordinary Nigerian get beaten by police, army, and all of that. This abuse is a daily, uh, uh, it happen every day, every second. And we, the citizen, have to push back on them. And the only way we push back is to let them understand. There's a Bible that I borrow from the Bible. They say, and Satan said to Jesus, you can throw yourself from where you are, and your father will protect you. And he says that he will give his angel charge over you. And he says to him, man, you cannot tempt the Lord thy God. So the temptation in Nigeria is a daily thing. We cannot exist and as a citizen of the world freely in our own country, and that is a shame. I hope Nigerian people one day will rise to the occasion to say enough is enough. And the only thing is to come out, not in few number or scatter here and there. As I wrap up, uh, the first protest in Nigeria, I think in August, I think in Bangladesh, if one of these Europe country, they were protesting the same time. They kill about 200 people that come to protest. The next day is that the whole citizen came to protest, and the prime minister escaped for her life to India to seek asylum. As far as Nigerian citizens sit back and think the fight belongs to somebody else, and they don't come to overwhelm them, they will continue to suffer like this. Dele Farotimi is a small case compared to other Nigerian going. It's all because it's of his name that is in the public domain that make us hear it and come out for it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonah, but that's the last part you said, except we are ready to come out. And that is what I keep saying is in the hands of this. Before you go, I would like to say this to the audience. First and foremost, I would like to thank Adama for obliging me my invitation to interview her on my platform sometime this week and last week or sometime this week on 2 occasions. Thank you if you are hearing me, Adama there. And also, hopefully, she will feature more on my platform on personal interviews. And while she's also fully committed to the women segment here, we will be discussing other issues also on my platform, sensitive issues that maybe not for children on this platform, else they will start saying rubbish and rubbish and rubbish and rubbish. So, Adama, again, thank you, and I hope you will honor my invitation to come on the platform as well. To John Abba, thank you. Man of Prestige, thank you. Desta, I think you lost your connection. So hopefully I will come back to you again here. Hopefully also as I do more work on my hands there. We'll always be here, we'll always talk, but we need to do more than talk. That is just my own belief that we have to do more than talk. We also thank Rudolph above all for giving us this, me in particular, this platform to preach the gospel that I've always wanted to preach, section 68, 69, 110 of the Constitution. So, so yeah, this is one thing somebody, yes, this is what I wanted to do from my mind, but I didn't. Diaspora can besiege Nigerian missions abroad and use their financial and professional clout. It will carry weight. Remember how Rex lamented over Diola's Rise video? This is what we can do. That's why what Man of Prestige said, don't go where we think that we can do. We can do something besides talking. We can do something besides talking. We can declare our lawmakers personal non grata that, listen, you can't come into Europe again until you fix the country. You cannot come in. Yes, we will respect their rights or whatever it is, but we have to do something. There's something we can do. Listen, talk. Do you think talk is not tiring for us? Talk can be tiring. Imagine you talking to one person every time the same thing. What do you think? You'll be tired. We need to do something. We need to what? We need to act. And like I said, I'm coming up with ideas. Hopefully, the ideas will go at the end of the day. Thank you, Jonaba, and as I bring this broadcast to an
Thank
end.
you, Electricity, for having me, and have a wonderful night.
Have a lovely evening.
Thank you, man.
nation bound in freedom, peace, and unity. Hey, that's all.
Oh, yeah. Arise, oh compatriots, Nigeria call obey to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, in freedom.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Have you subscribed? Yes, you. Have you subscribed? You. Yeah. Before you go, click. It's free. Click. Just that's it. Have you subscribed? You are laughing. Have you subscribed? Have you subscribed? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, madam. Thank you so much. I can see you. I can see you. We have to get to 100,000 subscribers. By the end of the year, how are we going to do that if you don't subscribe? Yes, you. Yes, you're about to click off. Why? Have you subscribed? It's free. If you don't, ask your son, ask your daughter how to. Just one click. Thank you. Thank you. I see you. Aha. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow.